So you're going to color all the ones in the picture, and you're going to leave all the zeros empty. And so this is radio data, and when you're done with this activity, you're going to find a signal in the radio data. So what is that? What does it kind of look like?
Monster?
A monster? Yeah, it kind of looks like an alien. You could interpret it like an alien.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's awesome. You successfully detected a radio signal. So typically these are in Spanish, but I've translated them all to English for this. I hope on inspiring students to, pursue STEM careers. The whole goal of this series in the future is to have different kind of scientists, so like chemists, biologists, physicists, engineers. So I'm hoping students, get to learn a little more about astronomy and science and the path that it takes to become a scientist. But it's actually much smaller than our sun. And if you were to put a pulsar here in Tucson, this is how large the pulsar would be. Do you have any questions about these pulsars?
Are aliens green?
Are aliens green? Well, that's a great question because all the movies picture them green or gray, but we actually don't know. They might look like us. My program, Camino Científicos itself, it's not an experiment, it's not a proof of concept. It's already been proven. I guess my life is sort of the proof of concept for this program. And so because I've had all these experiences and I know what has worked for me, I am now trying to apply that to the future generation of scientists and astronomers and biologists to kind of help them out in the resources that I wish I had as a child but didn't.
Other people who don't know about space, like I can tell them and they'll start knowing about space, and one day they can be like how you are, talk like space people.
Well, you can be that too. You can educate other people. You can tell them what you learned about today. You can tell your parents what you learned about today and your other friends at school.
When people come to the library, they get to see the world differently. Picking up a book about another country or a different place, a different time. It is just seeing things differently. It's embracing something that is unfamiliar and trying new things.
The first Thursday of the month at 6 p.m. I will do pajama story time up on the platform here. We've got a lot going on. We've got Lego walls, we've got dinosaurs, we've got blocks. This is our kid librarian of the week. This eager kid librarian has been coming in almost every day and filling out his display. He's very proud of it.
My name's Obad and this is my library.
Did anyone help you?
Yeah.
Who helped you?
My mom.
Your mom?
Mm-hmm.
And when she helped you, was she very helpful?
Yeah.
He literally went from shelf to shelf looking for just dinosaur books. He's gonna come in and take it all down, and we get to actually have him go into the back staff area to kind of see what the ins and outs of the library.
The money that we got from Scholars Equity Network allows us to really try to improve literacy across the city of Beaumont from a few different perspectives. Supporting people in the community based on the things that we've kind of identified that need improvement, but it's also to just encourage people to improve their literacy, be engaged with the library, and embrace that idea of being lifelong learners.
It's so rewarding to talk to the Beaumont community and then building an entire program around that and seeing the impact that have and let people know of we're here for you. And you get so many rewards with a library card. It's free, it's so amazing. And this grant has helped so much with that, I think.
We got set up with the baby book bees and we have already finished our first 100 stories. So we try to read every single day. We've come to the library so many times already. We love coming to story time, even though sometimes I don't know if he absorbs all of it, but he's getting there. It's a great way to meet new people, new friends, new mom's friends, especially as a first-time parent.
Can you say bye-bye?
Bye-bye.
Say bye-bye, thank you.
Bye-bye, thank you.
My great-grandparents, even though they were fluent speakers, they didn't pass the language down to my grandfather. They just thought that it was safer for their kids to learn English. So my grandfather didn't speak Yuchi. So then my father, his son, was not able to speak the language, and then I didn't grow up with the language. And that's just a common story over time. We really believe here that the language will survive if we keep it in our homes, where it was really taken away. Those boarding schools and things took children away from their homes. They couldn't learn their language, they couldn't learn their customs. So now we're really trying to do the opposite, essentially, and give these kids their language, their culture, and set them up to where they're confident in themselves. So through this project that I'm doing with the funding through the Scholars Equity Network is to create books based on legends where we have elder audio recording. It feels like we're at a point now where we can breathe a little bit because we do have such small children learning the language, but it requires us as the adults to continue to keep learning and to grow even more and to use our elder recordings to enhance our language, and something that, you know, I hope that my son carries on, and I hope that for his children, and that he'll carry that on with them as well.
Well, I think you got a different group of students now, but I think you're on the right track by using the technology, because that's all they know, and they've known it. It's totally different, you know, even from you, even as young as you are. This is a different breed. You know? So, okay, all right. Well, it was nice to meet you, Jonathan, and bye, Crystal. I love you.
I love you too, Miss Parrish.
What Miss Parrish gave me is a mentor. She gave me the structure, she gave me the blueprint, and yes, I had to do the work. Like, if I didn't have a mentor, if I didn't have some type of guide, I wouldn't even have known where to start. And so Miss Parrish gave me a blueprint, she gave me a guide, she gave me mentorship, and that is what I hope Mentra brings to other students, because a lot of them are trying to navigate this space without any form of guidance, and it's difficult because there's so many forms you have to fill out, you have to balance when you're navigating this space. And so I hope that Mentra can pass along that mentorship, that guidance to other students. It's basically doing everything that Miss Parrish did for me in an app form.
One of the things that I had early on in my life is mentorship. I had guidance, I had education, and my dad was a big educator for me. He was my first educator, and it was on this front porch. We had some chairs out here, and I would just sit on his lap, and he would trace my letters for me, and he would show me how to write it, and he would educate me on reading and writing, and he would tell me the importance of it. And having my dad in my life and having him instruct me, because my dad used to read all the time, so I knew that there was importance in reading and writing, and I knew there was importance in education. But like, just having that and then not having him there, it created this big hole in my life, in my heart, in my soul. And I was always looking for that guidance then, because he was that guidance for me then. And after his passing, I had educators, I had authority figures in my life that were in school. And so I went to them and I asked them for that same guidance. And the best part, and I feel very blessed to have had educators who were willing to mentor me. And I know that if it wasn't for the mentorship and the guidance I received, I wouldn't be where I am today. That's what I'm hoping it does, is bring mentorship.
When I was growing up, I was really sick.
When I was 7 years old, I was diagnosed with like this rare kidney condition. It's called nephrotic syndrome. We've studied it. My body really couldn't retain protein, and I was in a lot of physical pain all the time. I was super swollen, and I just did not physically look right. I looked very ill, kidneys not functioning. And my biggest concern was, what can I be doing in order to prevent other kids who are feeling what I'm feeling in my body right now not feel that? That drive to maybe be of service or to help people who were sick, it never went away.
So this morning we are having our community 5K here in Tucson, and as you can tell in the background, we're in the middle of giving out the award ceremonies to members of the community who came out to be healthy, get some perspiration going. And one of the things that various representatives of the overall CUP clinic entity at the University of Arizona is here to talk to the community about what it is that we do, the services that we offer, how we are dedicated to providing care to the underserved, tell them a little bit about what it is that Send PIFA has done to help with the creation of the Diabetes Medalist Clinic, but also get a little other word going for all the other clinics that we offer at the university. I wanted to also have this public opportunity to take a second to thank the Scholars Equity Network and the Pay It Forward Accelerator, Send PIFA. We recently launched a Diabetes Mellitus Clinic here at CUP, the university. We were able to secure $20,000 in funding for this really wonderful opportunity to provide direct clinical care to our patients. Hello, sir. As I mentioned, my name is Rod. I'm one of the student doctors here working on your team today. So I'm going to take your blood pressure, get a couple of vitals, and then we're going to get you seated in one of our patient rooms so we can have the rest of the team and then the doctor come and take a look at you, okay?
Yeah. So my mom has diabetes and my grandpa had it too. And my grandpa actually didn't take very good care of himself, so he actually passed away from some complications of that.
We're going to have a little bit more of a clinical discovery conversation so we can kind of get to the bottom of if you've been feeling any symptoms. It's very integrated, it's a very from picking someone up off the street if they're passing by or they hear about it in the community from someone who's like, I'm underserved, I don't have a doctor, I just moved here. And I have long-standing diabetes. They can just kind of we have walk-in setups, right? And from there, they kind of go in and they experience this entire health journey.
So oftentimes we can get so busy with work and with life and with trying to survive and trying to move on to the next thing that we don't stop. And sometimes we don't want to stop to think about the past. For people who have gone through traumatic experiences or just things that they don't want to think about, we let the busyness of life take over. And so we end up never processing feelings that we should process healthily in order to move on, in order to be able to build and maintain healthy relationships. When you come to a dance class like this, and when you use dance as therapy, it gives you a moment, it gives you that permission to stop and to think about something that either you've been avoiding or you just haven't had the time to think about. Someone said, oh yeah, that must have been a lot. When I told them about my story and how I grew up with my siblings and being separated from family or losing my mom, and they said that must have been a lot. And I was like, was it? I never sat to think about it. After my mom died, I think I cried only on that day, and then never since then. I didn't stop to think about it. And through contemporary dance, I've had the moment to represent emotions through movement. And I've noticed that I feel less of a baggage and less of a weight from my past because of it. Yeah, so I had been looking for dance classes for adults in my area for 2 years, and I couldn't find them. So I said, well, I'm gonna make them myself. And that is what led to the Dovecote Dance program. And if it weren't for the opportunity through the Scholars Equity Network grant, this program wouldn't be a thing, or at least it wouldn't have been a thing for maybe the next 10 years. Because you need support, you need mentors, you need the financial backing, you need all of that. And it was a huge blessing, a huge blessing. So I can honestly say that the trajectory of not only my life, but I think other people's lives, the participants that come, have been changed because of this grant and because of what we can do for the community now.
Thank you so much.
Nice to meet you.